Hi, and welcome to Pursuit of Tomorrow. Howard Thurman said, don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Now, in the spirit of that, I've decided to invite anyone and everyone onto this platform here to help discuss the idea and how we can actively pursue tomorrow as opposed to just kind of passively receiving it. Now, before we get started, I just want to say any support to the channel would mean so much to me. So like, comment and subscribe, and without any more to say, let's get right into the episode. So, welcome Jen to Pursuit of Tomorrow. Thank you for agreeing to be part of this.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. So before we actually get into the Pursuit of Tomorrow, I'd like to take a quick introspective look into yesterday. So I asked if you could bring 2 or 3 artifacts that have, bring some positive memories to you.
Oh, I think
Sorry, go ahead.
things that have meaning to my life. One of them is my cross.
Okay.
One of them is my guitar strap / my guitar. I just don't want to bring it. And also my phone, just like voice notes.
Right.
I didn't know how to show that because I don't really do pen and paper as much. I just literally sing into my phone.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I do music. Should I go into detail?
Yeah, go into detail. Tell me a bit more about that last one. When you create music, do you write your lyrics or just sing them? Like, how do they come to you?
So kind of everything. It's kind of my notes is very dear to me. Like if I lost my phone and my notes, I'm finished. My voice notes, I record music while I'm walking, while listening to people on the bus, hearing stories, thinking about text messages people have sent me. Words come into my head, and then sometimes melody forms around that, or I just write it down.
Wow.
So I need to record it straight away, or else I forget it,
Yeah,
or write it down.
Okay.
But yeah.
And the guitar strap?
So I picked up guitar after. Before I played a guitar, I used to just pretend to play piano and just find like the most random chords. And just write songs to these chords I didn't even know existed. But then I picked up guitar, and now I play guitar with my band and sometimes solo, which is cool. I'm still getting better, but it's fun.
Okay, where did music start for you?
Where did music start? I've always been in love with music and with writing and with performing my own things. And that was from a young age. I used to always write songs. So from like primary school, I was writing songs, some really sad songs about problems I didn't have, which is really funny. I look back and I'm like, what was wrong? I was not that sad. I don't know why. And then after I got to a point where I just met someone, my mentor now, Joe, great guy. He just had a bit more faith in me than anyone had ever really shown interest in me before my music and singing. And then from there I've just been taking it a lot more seriously and falling in love with it more and more. Yeah.
Okay, well you mentioned faith, and you also brought your cross as one of your
artifacts.
artifacts.
I mean I wear this every day like it's a part of me, but just my faith. I think my faith has become a big thing in general to me having purpose in life and doing the things that I do, having the mindset that I have. I give it all to God.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose a song or a film that just had personal meaning to you, which would you choose?
Good question. I mean, I was thinking about this question and I was like, it's really hard because my life is so specific to me, so it's probably against the rules, but I chose one of my own songs.
No, that's not the rules at all.
I kind of made it's one of the songs that I first kind of wrote coming out of depression, which sounds really sad, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's called Save Me, and it's literally about my journey. It's like what's it called? It's a conversation between kind of me and God, and me really needing someone, and then that reassuring side of everything's gonna be okay, and it's kind of what the song's about.
I think I remember you performing that.
Yeah,
that was one of the first songs I actually think I heard from you.
Yeah, it's one of the very first songs. Not that I wrote, but seriously started performing, and really put my heart into it. But yeah.
Okay, so it's interesting that you speak about how your music is like the story of your life.
Mm.
Are there any experiences that you may have written songs about that really helped shape / mold you?
Yeah, I mean, I write about everything. So for me, no matter how I feel, in my songs, I'm expressing a part of myself. So I have ones when I first would say I experienced love, and that's a very vulnerable place. Crazy for you, you've heard it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Crazy for you. So that was my first single, and that was my first kind of experience of love and dating and relationships. And I was so young, I was like 16, and I listened back to it and I'm like, Jen, like, you a different person. Like, I still love, but it's really funny when you love at a young age, and you start to, like, you're exposed to it in a different way. But yeah, so.
Okay, cool. So, are there any? Okay, then I'm gonna rephrase the question just for you actually. Of all of your songs, you've spoken about two that promptly tell a story about you.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to do it backwards. I want you to think of one of your songs and then tell me the story behind it.
Okay, so one song is called, I haven't really thought of a name yet, and it hasn't been released, but it holds a place dear in my heart. It's kind of, the lyrics, one of the main lyrics is, I finished the race, and it's kind of linked with how I see life and how I don't want to rush. I don't want to do things just to do things, but I want to enjoy life. For example, the first lyric is, I'm impatient sometimes. It's like I'm chasing pure vapor? Yeah. It doesn't seem bad at the time, but it's dangerous behaviour. It's like time is running away. And it's one of those songs where I could really, I don't know, relate to it. Because I'm one of those people that, well, I used to be really bad, just having really high expectations for myself in a way that's not always positive, and it makes you not enjoy the special moments and makes you take advantage of the people and the circumstances and all the blessings that we have in life. So that song really makes me remember what's important to me, and be like, I want to do it the right way. I want to say that I finished the race and did it in a way that was at my own pace, and that was special according to my purpose, and not trying to look at anybody else but focus on myself. So yeah, that can't wait for you to hear it.
Yeah,
along with every other song.
You speak about obviously being earlier on in your race. If you were to be able to offer advice to like a 12-year-old version of yourself, what do you think you would say?
That's a good question. Think back for a second. Don't compare yourself and focus on the gifts that you have, but above everything, make sure that you seek out God first, and that your heart is in the right place for what you're doing. Yeah, I tell myself that every day.
Right, okay.
So if I could have known that at a younger age, I would have really saved myself a lot of just embarrassment, but embarrassment in a way like, you know, you see someone doing something for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I would have just saved a lot of that. But it's all good. I've learned.
Nice. Yeah,
I've learned. I'm more mature now, I hope.
I've been able to obviously witness the past few years of your growth, and
Yeah.
I agree. You know, you've definitely come a long way.
Oh, you make me cry.
And yeah, it's also actually, you know, it's beautiful to hear that in your music as well. So I want to start bringing this into the pursuit of tomorrow section.
Okay.
You know, getting there quick. You know, so there's that Howard Thurman quote: "Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it." Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So the reason I wanted to just focus back onto your music for a second now is because you know, I see that as something that makes you come alive. You know, what does that look like for you? You know, how does it make you come alive? Is it what makes you come alive, or is music just a part of something else, something bigger?
Yeah. See, I used to think, you know, just music would satisfy everything, but music has just become a part of me, and naturally I'm a sharer. I want to share what I've created. I want to share how I feel, and I love connecting people. So music makes me feel so alive, but I feel like it is bigger, that it is a part of a bigger picture of me doing life with people. So when I perform, when I share my stories and my songs, and I create a space where people feel safe enough to move, dance, listen to the lyrics, enjoy it. I never want it to just be about how I feel, but I love that people can relate to stories of love or stories of faith or all these things, and it's definitely a part of a bigger thing. And I don't know necessarily where I see myself all the time. Like, obviously we all have dreams and aspirations, but my main thing, I remember, actually, it's funny you say this, I remember I had a big kind of like meeting, and it was in one of the major record labels, and with this someone who was thinking of managing me, and I remember saying things like, I just want everyone to know my name, like, and that was my mindset, and I still want people to hear my music across the world, like, that's it. But my mindset was so, like, I didn't know who I was.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of that I'm at that place where it's not just about me anymore. It's bigger, the purpose, my gifts, my talents, is so much bigger than just people knowing me, because I'm gonna die. Like, you know what I mean? It goes beyond me, and I'm so grateful that I have this gift that I can now share, and that people can relate to, and we'll see how that unfolds. But right now I'm focusing on, you know, my craft, my music, and working on something that I'm really proud of, not just for clout, not just for fame, instant fame of people knowing my name, but yeah, music where I'm at is, yeah.
That's cool. So, you know, kind of in pursuit of this journey of yours, you know, what does your day, week, month look like in creating that space?
Yeah, so I actually recently created a studio in my room. So I have my equipment, I have like a microphone, I'm using Ableton right now. Also have GarageBand, because can't go wrong with GarageBand. Basically, I'm not the most technical person, but I have a bit of help. I've been doing some production courses. Trying to learn how to create my own music. I can do the basics, but I've made some cool stuff. So, cool. And I have a good, like, people around me that can kind of put some more creative on the production side. I'm good with the lyrics, but when it comes to, like, production, I'm learning a lot. So I'm doing courses. I write a lot. I write. I like writing when I hear a word and inspiration is sparked, but I also have a lot of songs that I perform live with my band. So weekly I have band rehearsals, not only am I writing, but I'm practicing the songs that I've already written to be ready for the performances. Right. So because I have all these songs, I have to remember you need to not necessarily perfect, because what's perfection, but I need to have it at a standard where I'm so super proud and I'm giving it my all in the performance. Because when you're performing live, it's like a deer in the headlights. If you're not prepared, it's just everything could go wrong. Yeah. And I've had that happen to me before, so I'm just always constantly like, Jen, like, I know you know the song, but let's practice the song. And I find it hard to practice songs that I already know, but it's about getting that confidence so that when I am performing, I'm just like, sick.
So like, from the height of practice to the height of performance, how big is that gap?
As in like...
So when you are practicing and you feel like, you know, you've got it down, in terms of your confidence when you're actually on stage and now you've got to do it live in front of people, do you feel like you're just kind of recreating something that you're already familiar with, or is there like a whole new environment by the time you're actually on stage?
Ooh, it's a bit of both. It depends on the gig as well, because sometimes my nerves get a bit crazy, but when I know I have that assurity that if I've practiced, you know, it's just nerves, you've got this. Do you know what I mean? But also the energy is different when you're performing live, in a sense that I can get a lot more emotional, I can get a lot more in the feelings, because I can not only see people's like reactions, but it's kind of like I'm singing the songs for the first time, in a sense, because some people have never heard me sing when I sing live. So it's kind of having that approach that I may have practiced this 1,000 times in my room, but this person hasn't, and then it brings everything to a whole new light. And when I perform with my brand, I'm so excited. I have loads of gigs coming up. But when I perform with my band, it's just like magical. We've been like rehearsing together, and we haven't for ages because of COVID and everything, but we're allowed to now. And it's just been so fun. It's like a jam session and then a bit of structure. Nice. It's so good, and I can't wait, because all the music is just a different level to what I've done before. So it's fun.
Alright, so you started solo and then you brought your band in. You said that your mentor's been a huge help to you.
Yeah.
How far do you see this part of the dream going?
Yeah,
how big do you want the band to be, and how big do you want to be as a solo artist?
Yeah, no, I want to be big as God allows me to be. I mean, so my band right now is 3. And for a long time, I really want a saxophone player. I mean, I've been saying it for time. Who knows? At my next gig, you might see someone. But for now, like, I'm so content with my band, because we are good. It's hard. The more people, the harder it is to be consistent.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But I would like to have like a full out band and just have the OGs, have the originals there, but just more of it. And I'm trying to grow my team as well at the beginning, just to help with the journey, because there's a lot of things that it's really time consuming being an artist and having to like answer emails and get tech specs up and do everything and organize my outfits, my makeup. There's a lot that goes into it, and I really love actually, I did a photo shoot recently doing my makeup and doing the styling and organizing it, and there's a lot of video shoots coming up as well, so I have a lot of creative input, which is great, and I always want that input, but sometimes it can be really overwhelming. But one thing that I'm certain of is that, for me anyway, when I put in hard work, there's always something that comes out of it. And I've seen that a lot through just like, you know, BBC asking me to do like live sessions and interviews and getting gigs from like all these amazing places just based off like one single. And I still haven't released any more music because I'm waiting, and I've got lots in store for everyone. But it's just exciting because I've been doing music for about since I was about 16, seriously, and I'm now 22, so it's been quite a long journey, but it's still just the beginning.
Yeah, no,
so it's mad. It's like it's crazy, but I'm really excited. I do get days where I'm like, should I do this? And I snap out of it and I'm like, yeah, boy.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, come on, what else would I be doing? Like, even if I went to uni, I would still be doing music.
yeah.
So it's kind of just having that hope that things are going to work out. And I've always been blessed in the sense that things always kind of do work out.
Yeah.
So I just kind of try to do my part and let God do the rest.
Okay. Does the journey ever daunt you?
Yeah, but then it's not yeah, but it's the journey is life, you know.
Right.
You know, it's that thing. It's like it's not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah.
That is literally the truth. It's the truth. So yeah, but I think life in general. I think if I was doing anything, I would have days where it's like, do I want to do this? But I have so much passion for my music and for writing. I remember yesterday, I was just in my room going over like some performance stuff, and I was like, this is so fun. And I was just like singing in my mirror, just like playing guitar, and I was like, this is fun. My mum was like, can you go to sleep now? And I'm like, no. But it's fun. It's an exciting journey.
It's cool, you know, because obviously, you know, I know for a lot of people, different parts of the journey become daunting. Like sometimes they want to be on that journey, but it's those first few steps that are terrifying. And some people are actually terrified of the destination. So, you know, if you had to cast yourself back one more time, you know, going from 16 to 22, that journey that you're on, right? Is it something that you could have ever conceptualized? Like, did you see yourself going from 16 to being where you are at 22?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So, you obviously, you said no, from 16 to 22, so you're a far way into your journey, although you're only at the beginning, right? And with how far you've come and all the approach that you've taken, would you kind of recreate those steps or take new steps to kind of further your journey? Kind
of like, do I have any regrets? Kind of like, or would I change things? No. I mean, I feel like there's only more to go now, I think, in terms of just making the right moves and networking more and doing, like, there's so many things that go into place when, especially in the music industry, it's kind of like who you know, what you do, blah, blah, blah. But I'm grateful for all my experiences, but for now, like, I'm so much more mature knowing what I know from everything I've done before.
Right, yeah.
And I've grown so much, not only as an artist musically in my craft, but in my mindset. And it's kind of that mindset that you don't need anyone to hand you anything.
Right.
Like, you have everything that you need. Especially with me and my faith, like, I don't need someone like just giving me a record deal. Like, what I need is someone to have faith in what I'm doing, not trying to change me to be something else. So just like I have more surety now in myself as an artist than I did before. So I think going back, just be more sure of myself.
Okay.
But I feel like that only really happens in time anyway.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think there's necessarily anything I would change. Just have more confidence that you will grow into who I am now and who I will be in the next 10 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
Talking about the next 10 years, what are some of the biggest moves that you've yet to make, experiences that you want to have?
I would like to do I would love to do like a world tour.
Oh wow, okay.
I would love to do that, and I would love to also bring out an album. I'm working towards more of an EP right now, and I've got a lot of like single releases coming out, but those are just like big things that I would like to say I've done. But apart from that, just gigging way more.
Yeah.
Well, in this COVID, it's been quite sad, but I'm excited for this summer as well. Just like short term, like just perform, get myself out there, let people hear my music.
I know. I remember there were days where I get a text from you like, every other week, like, oh, I'm performing here. You know, so with the world opening back up, you know, have you already got some gigs lined up locally?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't think I'm actually allowed to announce anything yet.
Oh, okay.
But I can send you some stuff and you can put it in
Well, you know, I'll let you know when this episode is dropping, and I'll make sure everything is linked.
Yeah, definitely.
Links below.
Yes, I have a lot of gigs coming up, some festivals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just a lot of exciting stuff. So all is good.
And with everything that's happening, you know, you mentioned like record labels. Do you reckon you'd like to stay solo, or do you reckon you'd like to get signed?
I think it doesn't matter. These days, it doesn't matter. I think as long as you have the right people around you, I'm open to anything.
Okay, cool.
And I've always had that mindset. As long as I get to do what I love and it turns out to be the best deal. I mean, there's a lot of, the music industry can be quite complicated in terms of just legally having everything set up, but it's having people that you trust around you, and also having insight. I've been to a lot of different conferences for musician artists. I give a lot of advice on just the business side of music, because it's it's a bit complicated, and if you know nothing, then you're going in blind. But luckily I have a lot of people who can just give me advice that I've known for years. But yeah, I'm really open to just being able to make music that I love. And if that means being in my room, then that means being in my room, and I'm happily going to do that. But yeah.
Okay, so no, there's a version of you in the future somewhere that's already living out all of those dreams.
Living my best life.
Exactly. So, you know, what words of encouragement do you think they'd have for present you?
So, past me to present me.
No.
Oh, future me. Oh, future
to
me to present me. Oh.
It's kind of like putting the hindsight first.
Put in that work. Do you know what it's putting in that work? I know a lot of people who are quite successful doing what I want to do in the future. So it's kind of looking at them, listening to what they have to say, and trusting that, you know, I am talented. I think there's a lot of comparison that goes on. So just stay in your lane, know what you can do, and keep at it, keep working for it. And then hopefully I'm like, hey, see you.
Yeah.
I'll see you, future self. But yeah, it's excited. I really excited for the future in every aspect. So, all good.
Yeah, I most definitely hope you listen to yourself, because the music you put out so far, you can what I love is that you can literally see the trajectory, but then also the consistency. And I think that's hard for some people to strike, because as they grow and the music around them evolves, you can see how it's influenced like their sound.
Yeah.
And I think I've always appreciated the consistency in your sound.
Thank you. I mean, it's definitely been evolving. Like, there's a lot of trends, a lot of music sounds that I've really like got a lot of inspiration from. Like, I'm really tapping into my African side. Also just like more like indie pop. Like, it's a mixture, but as you say, like, I still have that kind of like heartfelt, lyrical, R&B, soulful kind of feel, which I've just naturally, I was born with it. I was born like that feel, but I've really enjoyed adapting my sound and like finding inspiration. It's been like really fun for me, because for a long time it was just singer-songwriting stuff, and now it's just become more enjoyable. I was telling you before, I sang a lot of sad songs. Now I'm like really exploring with like different emotions, but also different like beats. You can sing a sad song over the happiest beat, and like people still vibe to it and can connect to it. So thank you, but it's definitely like grown and adapted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that's going to be a consistent trend, or are you the kind of person you think, you know, once you've found your sound that you'll settle on it?
I think it's going to be a bit of both. I think right now I'm really not content. Yeah, I would say content. Not content, is that the right word? Right now I'm happy with the sound I've got, and with my band. Like, Life is gonna be sick. Like, it's so sick. Right now I'm happy, but I'm always open to like trying out different stuff.
Okay, cool.
I feel like as long as I'm writing, it's still me.
Yeah, okay.
And as long as the experiences are still me, and I love the melodies and I love singing it, it's consistent to me. So
I like that approach. I like that answer. That's cool.
thanks. Yeah.
Well, you know, I really appreciate you coming on today to speak to me
you.
about your journey.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So is there anything you'd like to sign off to the camera with?
My name is Berkova. That's me on every socials. Thank you for listening and watching me. Yeah, have a great day or evening, depending on whenever you're watching this.
And I will make sure everything is linked below so you'll be able to find her on all those socials with ease. Alright, well, I have nothing more to say myself, so I will catch you guys later.